And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks. Lats. Joined as always with my guys, Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson.
Sure.
Alive and well after the bachelor party.
Alive, I don't know well.
And we got Swerve in Irving, Washington. We are a day late because we were flying last night. Ben got in late. My flight was delayed, so we're doing our Sunday show on a Monday, which kind of a Sunday for Ben. Ben didn't have to work today, so.
Yep. Yeah, thank God I took that off because it was the best decision I've made.
He wasn't gonna make it.
Fucking getting a cold from that damn rain out where we got pounded and fucking just torrential downpour.
Yeah, only one guy was smart enough to bring a jacket. Wonder who that was.
Not neither one of you.
Nah, it was me. I brought a jacket.
Guy, yeah.
Damn.
It was fucking 65 degrees. Nice when we left the hotel. And then, we get to the A Stadium and literally out of nowhere, we got lightning, thunder, fucking downpour.
It was nuts. It was like
Yeah,
monsoon.
he ain't gonna never let you forget that one, Ben. Remember that time I bought a jacket and you didn't?
I mean, none of us could have predicted that it was gonna rain like that. It was.
I
crazy.
at least had a long sleeve on, but fuck.
That happened today in LA. It was like sunshine all day. Then for like an hour out of the day, it was thunder and lightning and rain.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy, but nonetheless, Scottsdale, something every sports fan should do at some point.
Yep.
Definitely.
That fucking Cub Stadium, man. That was impressive. Like the A Stadium was super nice, really small though.
Yeah.
And you, especially going to the Giant Stadium, the following day, and just seeing how much bigger it was. But man, you go over to that Chicago Cubs Stadium. I think they said it was 10 years old, and man, it almost reminds me of like a college ballpark, like a big college ballpark.
Duran got an oblique injury. Sheesh.
Yep.
Already
thin pitching staff there.
The Tigers future looks good.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely want to do.
Glad y'all enjoyed yourself.
Want to do.
Besides the dude getting the strap pulled out on him.
Yeah. Well, and then there was
the guy in the fucking airport or the hotel lobby that got shot and was just coming home from the hospital.
Yeah.
He was on a work trip too. Oh, that's a good way to. Yeah, that's a good way to fucking.
I mean, it was wild out there, bro. Like it was popping. It was popping.
Yeah, Scottsdale's lit now.
Well, especially because it was spring break
next week.
Yeah.
And St. Patty's Day weekend.
Break.
Yeah, shit was nuts. But it was a hell of a time. I don't remember Friday, but Saturday and Sunday was good.
With Blake Snell and Robbie Ray, the Giants are the 6th team to acquire 2 Cy Young winners in one offseason. Last team to do it was the 2017 Braves.
Yep, we're gonna get to that news shortly. We are being brought to you by the Sharps app, SHARPZ. Download it. Use promo code Jord517. It's free to download, free to track your bets. Sharps app. Go get it now. So news. Good thing we pushed the show back to today because news broke today. Blake Snell finally signs 2 years. I think it was $66 million deal. With 62 with an opt-out after this year. I think it's kind of what we all kind of assumed was going to happen. Him being on the wrong side of 30. Outside of his Cy Young years, it's really been hit or miss with him as well, which kind of gives teams trepidation. So I thought that this was kind of the deal that he was going to eventually end up signing. Signs it today, so it adds another huge piece to the Giants' rotation. I mean, the Giants, you could argue, might have the best rotation in the National League. One could argue. We are going to do our NL West preview tomorrow, so I don't really want to dive too much into it. But Ben, what do you think about the signing?
I mean, I think it's great. I think for 2 years, I'm stoked about it. And I wonder if we're actually going to see him for 2 years, because the Giants ballpark is such a pitcher's park. He may just boost his numbers, opt out, and go for a bigger contract there. He may decide that he needs 2 years to boost his numbers to show that he can still do it, and then not opt out. He'd be a free agent there, but would then go off and signed a big lucrative contract. So I'm thinking it's only going to be the one, just because he's going to be 2 years older at that point. Then probably he'll get an extra year or two on that deal to show, once he shows that he can still do it. And I think it's a great signing to be behind Logan Webb, or probably in front of Logan Webb. Webb might drop to their number 2.
I'd be shocked, but yeah.
What's that?
I'd be shocked, but I mean, either way, they're both
it's a great 1-2 punch. Then you have Robbie Ray coming back fairly soon.
Yeah.
And then you've got Harrison at 4, and Hicks can either be your 5, or they can go with oh shit, who's the other one there that we
it's gonna be Hicks.
What's that?
It's gonna be Hicks.
So yeah, Harrison and then Hicks.
Yeah. Definitely.
Why can't I think of that other starter? We signed him last year.
I don't know. Last year? Ray?
No.
Ben's lost it. It's definitely going to be Hicks. They signed Hicks to be a starter.
Alex Cobb.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna be Hicks. Hicks is gonna be starting for him. I think it's a great signing. I thought the Giants should have always kind of pursued this kind of roster build, because their park is really pitcher friendly, and I understand going out and getting bats and wanting to sign bats and stuff, but I just felt like you might as well build around your ballpark, and I feel like the Padres are kind of doing that too now, like going out and getting Cease. So I like the addition of Blake Snell. I think it's a good addition. I still think obviously the NL West is going to run through the Dodgers, and then you still have the Diamondbacks there too. So I mean, it's really a battle for second place, but anything could happen, dude. And so we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But we're gonna get into our NL West preview tomorrow, so I didn't want to dive too much into it. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. And then Irv brought it up earlier. Johan Duran has an oblique injury. He's gonna start the season on the IL, which is a huge fucking blow to the Twins. Arguably the best closer in baseball. I have a future on the Tigers to win the AL Central, plus 350, so that helps my cause. So it's a kind of a blessing in disguise a little bit.
I have the Royals over 73, so that helps me too.
Terrible wager.
I didn't bet it. I said that's one of my best bets.
I'm telling you, AK are going to be sitting there in July, and the Royals are going to have fucking 36 wins. You guys are going to be like, dude, this is what did we do, bro?
That pitcher just got to get better. That's it.
That's a huge ask.
Yeah, it is.
It's a huge ask. But nonetheless, I mean, it is beneficial for the Royals too. Something like that happens, so we'll see what happens with that. Do we have any other MLB news?
Friedel broken wrist.
Man,
the Reds.
the tough news keeps coming for the Reds.
Yeah.
Angels fans in shambles because they thought they was getting Snell.
I mean, I think they could have had him.
They could have. They supposedly offered a 5-year deal. That's what I keep seeing people posted on Twitter.
Whew,
They
ouch.
probably offered him
But
way
they weren't
less
going to let
money.
him have opt-outs.
Probably,
The first 2 years, it would have been an opt-out on year 3. And he didn't want that.
yeah, that's pretty surprising. Trying to think of if there's any other MLB news. That's pretty much it for right now as far as like huge news. Garrett Cole still they don't think that he's gonna need Tommy John, so we'll see what happens with that as we get close.
Quiddy's got forearm strain too.
Who?
Or Quiddy, Jose Quiddy from the
Let's see.
Astros,
Yeah, he's mid.
starting on the IL.
Forearm strain always fucking leads to TJ, bro. You might as well just fucking get it over with at that point.
Joey Votto homers on his first pitch today.
It's nice. I'm wishing him well, man. Especially him playing in Toronto. I think that's dope to end his career back home and shit. I think that would be really cool. Will be nice to see.
Yeah, Garrett Cole out 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot longer than that, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being overly optimistic at this point. It's not gonna end well. I promise you that.
Yep.
Before we hop into the NCAA stuff, we also had some NFL news that hit. Justin Fields traded for a 6th-round pick, which could be a 4th-round pick if he takes 51% of the snaps as the starter.
Oh, wow, it's 51%.
51%. If he takes 51% of the snaps on the season, it'll be a 4th-round pick. The Steelers have come out and said that there's not going to be a quarterback battle. That Russell Wilson is the starting quarterback. But this being Justin Fields' last year before they have to commit the 5th-year option, I do think that there's a good chance that Justin Fields starts games for them, especially if they start out of the gate slow.
Well, and if you think about it too, like there's not much risk on having either of those quarterbacks at, behind the snap. Whether it's if Fields sits all year, they gave up a 6th-round pick. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
If Russ sits all year, they gave up 1.2 million. Who the fuck cares? For the Steelers, it is a somewhat of a win-win situation.
Oh, it's a huge. I mean, you gave up a 6th-round pick, dude, and a 4th. If he starts 51% of the games, but if he starts 51% of your games and he's good, then you got a starting quarterback for a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
If he sucks, okay, you gave up a 6th-round pick, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. Most 6th-round picks get cut anyways.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a win-win for the Steelers, in my opinion. I think the optics of it all kind of looks bad on the Bears because the Bears, after Cousins signed and Russ signed, they came out and they said, we haven't even tried shopping Justin Fields. Okay. If that's true, whatever. And then they come out after they trade him for a 6th-round pick and they say, oh, we had multiple offers for better picks, but we wanted to do right by him. You want to do right by him and you still traded him to be a backup? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me, dude.
Because he wanted to be a Steeler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really even know about that.
I think that it's like the Bears trying to save face for just kind of how they played the whole situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't really think there was that much of a market out there for Fields as well. Like, I think a lot of fans have this idea of Justin Fields because they see him run 3 times a game, just electric runs. And so they want to believe that there's like this electric ceiling, like he has this huge ceiling that if anyone can tap into, like he could be this great quarterback because he's a great athlete. He's a very good athlete. But I think we often, and fans, we do this all the time in all sports. Like Cam Reddish is a good example in the NBA. For 4 or 5 years, everyone thinks Cam Reddish is like Paul George and that he's just going to like break out of this and become this player that we all thought he was going to be when he got drafted. It's like, dude, at some point you just got to understand, like, players are who they are, and they show you that time and time again. And is there potential for a player to become much better? Sure. But what are the odds of it happening, right? Yeah. The odds are probably not in their favor, you know what I mean? Especially with Fields, I mean, he has basically 1 year left to prove himself before a team has to commit financially to him. And he's teetering that the same thing that Zach Wilson is at in his career, and that Sam Darnold hit in his career, where it's like, yeah, the potential was there, but now this is who they are. Now they're career backups. And I think that's where Justin Fields' career is trending. And I've said it before, too, to multiple people. Like, I think at the very least, Justin Fields has some sort of value, because even if he is a backup quarterback, you could still put him in certain packages. You know what I mean? To, like, be a playmaker that he is with his legs. You know, just maybe he's not a guy that plays quarterback for fucking 80 snaps a game. Maybe he's a guy that has a package and plays 7 to 10 snaps a game, but he still has value. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I wish the kid well, dude. I wish him well. I hope he does well. I don't wish negative upon anybody, you know? So we'll see what happens with him. Best of luck. Did Zach Wilson sign with anyone? Is he still on the Jets?
No, the Jets are trying to trade him, but no interest.
I heard that the Chiefs were like interested in bringing him in as a backup.
Well, maybe they do don't they need a backup QB?
Yeah, I don't think they have one right now. I don't know if I read that and it was just someone bullshitting, because remember, he's Mormon Mahomes. I don't know if it was them just fucking around with that shit, but you know who? I thought that was a good idea to bring him in as a backup to Mahomes. Like, he could learn a lot.
To Mormon Mahomes, huh?
Yeah, remember that was his nickname coming out of BYU.
Oh, damn.
The Mormon Mahomes. I think that's a good idea for the Chiefs.
What do we think about Kenny Pickett getting more compensation than?
Well, Kenny Pickett has 2 more years left on his deal, so
okay.
Financially, it is a little bit better than Justin Fields. But I mean, Kenny Pickett, the thing with Kenny Pickett, dude, and this would like deter me from wanting to have him on my team, is like, that dude acted like a little bitch when they fucking benched him last year.
Yeah. And he was never going to be a backup.
Well, yeah. And he's like, I'm not backup. And then he said, like, I'm not going to be a second string quarterback. So they moved him to third string, and fucking, he didn't even dress out. Yeah. Like, you know, now you're going to a team with Jalen Hurts, who, like, they're financially committed to. So there's no way there's going to be a quarterback competition there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless, you know, Jalen Hurts, like, absolutely sucks this year. Then maybe next year they go into it with, like, do we give Kenny Pickett a shot? However, this year he has no fucking shot. Like, they are committed to Jalen Hurts. So now you're bringing in a dude that literally said he wasn't going to be a backup, and you're going to bring him into your clubhouse and your quarterback room right now. I don't know if that's a good idea.
You could have had Dobbs. Josh Dobbs.
Bro, Dobbs is a good backup. You know, he's just not like a starting quarterback, dude.
Well, he's a better backup than we had last year, so
I don't know about all that, but I think Dobbs is definitely one of the better backups in the league, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's shown he can come in and win ball games, so.
And I'm not paying 10 for Sam to sit on the bench, so.
Yeah, that's too much. Especially when you have to start committing money to these other guys coming up.
Yep. If
you're the Niners. Oh, Chase Young signs with the Saints today.
Yeah.
It's another one. Interesting. 1 year, $13 million deal. I didn't think he was going to get that much, to be honest. I was kind of shocked.
Yeah. That 1 year is definitely a prove it, but.
Bro, it's crazy how he fell off after his rookie year, bro. Got hurt and then hasn't really been the same.
Yeah. I mean, so say he didn't fall off, where would he have been?
I mean,
per year, you think?
Commanders would have never traded him if he didn't fall off.
Yeah. But like where do you think that contract would have been if he didn't fall off?
Oh, like Bosa level?
So this really is a 1-year prove it deal.
Yeah. He's entering that Clowney territory where like Clowney just started bouncing around on those 1-year deals, except he's doing it like 6 years earlier. You know what I mean?
But that's pretty good. 1 year fully guaranteed. Well, I thought he would have stayed with the Niners, but if he balls out, hopefully he can secure a long-term deal next offseason.
I'm sure the Niners wanted to sign him, but I don't think they don't have $13 million for one player for another defensive player.
Well, they gave what's the name to a 2-year deal, and they let Eric Armstead go, so they should have some money.
Yeah, but you got to remember they're getting ready to fucking pay Brock, the savior,
and Ayuk.
Yeah, but that's going to relieve the cap
Or
for
trade
like
Ayuk.
2 or 3 years though.
That won't
They probably like,
it.
it depends on how they do it. They're front loaded, back loaded, less guaranteed money. So
Or if their quarterback's making $900,000 right now.
That's going to be a big increase.
Yeah.
However they do it, it's going to be a big increase.
Dude's getting at least a $40 million a year increase. I mean, that's a market for a starter. You know, but that's the thing is like these teams, that's market value. But look at what happened with the Giants. They paid market value for fucking Daniel Jones. How did that work out? You know what I mean? Like
that wasn't market value. That was well above market value.
No, he got $37 million at the time. That was market value for a starting quarterback, for a good starting quarterback. But that's the thing is like you have a good year before your contract year, and it's like, oh, we got to pay this dude.
Yeah.
Or else someone else will. We'll see what happens. All right, let's talk some NCAA college basketball, March Madness. It's getting underway. One of the wildest conference tourney seasons I've ever fucking seen, dude. Like, UC Irvine, I thought was a fucking shoo-in to win the Big West. They fucking lose to Long Beach. And then they beat fucking UC Davis. Long Beach does. Excellent tournament run. We just had so many upsets. Wagner winning their conference. They were like the 7th seed in their conference. Longwood was the 3rd seed in their conference. They won. What other? Oakland wasn't the 1 seed in their conference. In the Horizon League, they win the Horizon League. New Mexico was the 7th seed in the Mountain West. They win the Mountain West. Western Kentucky, Conference USA, was not the top seed in the Conference USA. They win Conference USA. Montana State, 15-16 on the year, win the Big Sky as a 7th seed. I mean, it's just some of these conference tournament winners, dude, are just, it's unbelievable what the fuck happened. And, you know, here we are, and that's part of March Madness.
So even though they've won their conference, it doesn't guarantee them an actual spot. Like some of these teams that you just said, you know, Wagner, Montana State, like they are only in the first 4. They don't actually get their spot.
I mean, they're in the tournament technically because they're one of the 68 teams. However, you know, Wagner and Montana State are there because they don't have the same resume as some of the other conference tournament champions. Like I said, Montana State's 15-16 on the year. Like they had a losing record. They just happened to get hot at the right time. Wagner was very much what was very similar. Longwood in their Big South, like UNC Asheville and High Point dominated that conference, and they lose the conference. So sometimes it's just kind of the luck of the draw. But I mean, like you look at some of the other small mid-major winners, right? Like Charleston, for example, Colgate,
probably St. Peter's.
Even St. Peter's, that you know they were better, but they weren't the favorite in their conference. Quinnipiac was the favorite in the MAC. But some of these other winners that I'm talking about, like McNeese, you know, they were their regular season champions and their conference tournament champions. So like they deserve to be over the first 4, you know what I mean? However, I was surprised at how the committee kind of place these Mountain West teams because, in my opinion, the Mountain West was the third best conference in college basketball this season. I thought the Mountain West was better than the ACC, and they kind of got dicked. New Mexico is an 11 seed, is crazy to me. They win the Mountain West tournament and they're 11 seed. Then you put basically all the other teams in the first four except for San Diego State and Utah State. Utah State won the Mountain West regular season. I get it. San Diego State, they were arguably worse in conference than all these other teams. However, San Diego State had a better non-conferences. They beat Gonzaga on the road and a couple other teams. They put them in. Just very, very interesting how the committee kind of played this. And then Virginia getting in is a fucking joke, dude. Like, that team fucking sucks, bro. Like, that team has no business being in the NCAA tournament. They were worse on the season than St. John's. St. John's doesn't make the tournament. St. John's has 5 more Q1 wins than Virginia did. And here we are. Bro, Virginia can't even score 50 points, dude. Like, what are we doing putting this fucking dog shit team in the tournament? They had their chance to win the ACC tournament. They were up by 3 with 1 second left against NC State. And NC State tied the game, goes into overtime, and Virginia doesn't even score a point in overtime.
What was the final score of that game? 63-60?
And I was like 73-68, I think, or 73-66.
Oh, damn, that game went over. That's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
They play Colorado State tomorrow, right?
Yep, they play Colorado State. Colorado State's a 2.5 to 3 point favorite, depending on the book.
Mm-hmm.
I like Colorado State in that game personally. However, Virginia is good defensively. They have a head coach, Tony Bennett, who's been there. He's won a fucking national title, so can't count them out, but they shouldn't be there. Should not be there. So let's go through. I wanted to go through the bracket, kind of fill it out, see where we're at. Obviously, Ben's not a big college hoops guy, but you know he sees enough, and you know, honestly, the people that always win these brackets are the ones that just fucking guess. I was telling someone earlier today, I was like, dude, to be honest, I have Purdue winning the title. I don't know how the fuck I got them to be my champion in my bracket. I actually hate my bracket, which probably means it's a good thing. Probably means it's a good thing. So, have you guys filled yours out yet?
No.
Okay.
I was looking at some stuff for you have a 1 in 128 billion chance of filling out a perfect NCAA bracket.
Oh,
so
yeah, it's basically damn near impossible.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it'd be some of the shit that happens is like so unpredictable, dude. Because it's one game, dude. One team just has to catch fire for one game, and it could throw everything out of whack. But let's start with the East bracket. So UConn's number 1, Iowa State number 2. Again, Iowa State got fucking shafted, dude. Like, Iowa State wins the Big 12 conference tournament, the best conference in all of basketball, and they get the toughest bracket as a 2 seed. So UConn number 1, Iowa State number 2. So UConn State faces Stetson. Sayonara Stetson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a good run.
It was a good run. UConn's gonna win that. FAU versus Northwestern, I think, is a very interesting game. I personally I like FAU in the game. I think their experience is gonna kind of show through here. You know, Boo Booey's a very good player. I like the kid a lot. And Chris Collins is a hella good head coach. However, I think losing Ty Berry for the season kind of hurts Northwestern here. And I just think having Vlad in the middle is just going to be the big difference in this game. I like FAU to win this one. What do you guys think?
If you got a player named Boo Booey, I'm going for you.
There you go. I mean, he's a great player. So you like Northwestern? Irv, what do you like, FAU or Northwestern?
Yeah, I don't like the way FAU ended the season. They're not playing the type of basketball they was at the beginning of the year, but this is the tournament. And they, for the last 3 years, they've always stepped up big time in the tournament. So I think these 8-9 matchups are usually tough. I think they get past it though. I like them on the neutral floor.
Funny thing is, last year they faced Memphis in the 8-9 matchup, right? And Memphis actually, they probably should have won that game if we're keeping it a bug. Like, it was a very, very, very close game. Went down to the wire. They lose that game, that tournament run doesn't even happen. So that's interesting. San Diego State versus UAB. UAB won the American, which is the conference that FAU's in. I think UAB's a good team. I just think San Diego State is just, same thing with FAU. Like, Dutcher, he's done this. They made the national title last year. They've been there. Pretty much their entire team was on that team last year. Jaden Ledee. So for me, I like Andy Kennedy. I like how UAB ended the season. But I think San Diego State gets it done here. I don't think that they really have the depth of bigs to be able to withstand Jaden Ledee for a whole game. He's going to get Luxembourg in foul trouble, and they just don't really have anybody behind him. So I like San Diego State in this one, in this 5-12 matchup.
Yeah, I just think San Diego State too big, too strong, gonna wear him down. Keep it in a half court offense. You're gonna buy back a drag him out game, but I definitely see him winning.
What do you think, Ben?
I'm with you guys on this.
SDSU. Nice. All right, Auburn and Florida. I'm sorry, Auburn and Yale. Yale is definitely not Florida.
No.
In my opinion, I think Auburn was underseeded. This is kind of why I think the East is by far the toughest bracket, because I think UConn is one of the best teams in the country, arguably the best team. I think Auburn is a top 5 team in the country, and I think Iowa State's a top 5 team in the country. Like, this is a very tough bracket. Yale they're not going to be able to score enough with Auburn. Auburn is just way too good.
Yeah.
They got nobody to guard Johnny Broome, Jalen Williams, Aiden Holloway. I think Auburn's going to fucking blow the fucking brakes off Yale, dude.
Broome's going to sweep him away.
Yep. We're all in agreement there. Auburn wins this one.
Yeah, ain't much to talk about for that game.
Yep. BYU versus Duquesne. Duquesne won the A-10. Surprisingly. Actually, I liked Duquesne in the beginning of the year, but they really faltered when they got into conference play, kind of struggled. BYU, opposite, started non-conference phenomenally. Well, actually very similarly. Just really struggled away from home, though. This game's going to be played in Omaha. But once again, I just think BYU is just too talented, too big, too good for Duquesne, man. I just don't think Duquesne has the depth to hang. Traore and Ali Khalifa, just too good of bigs. They can come at you with just too much depth. Spencer Johnson, Jackson Robinson. It's going to take a phenomenal performance from Jimmy Carrick and Dede Grant. And honestly, Dede Grant had a shitty game in the A-10 championship, and they still fucking managed to win. But this is not the A-10. BYU is really fucking good. I like BYU to win this game.
Can you back Mormons, though?
Yeah, dude, Mormons are good hoopers, bro. They have basketball gyms at every Mormon church, dude.
That's true. And each family has their own starting team, so.
Yeah.
Starting a soccer team, some of them.
When I talk about white Americans, when teams have too many white Americans starting, it doesn't count Mormons. Mormons count as like Europeans.
Okay.
I like BYU there. What about you guys?
Yeah, I like BYU. Like you said, Duquesne been struggling. Sometimes they struggle to score too, and that's not a good thing versus BYU because they can light it up. And
Yep.
like you said, the Mormons be hooping. So
They be hooping. All right, next game we have number 3 Illinois versus number 14 Morehead State. Illinois won the Big Ten. Morehead State won the Ohio Valley Conference. which is actually an underrated conference, by the way. Morehead State, coached by Preston Spaulding, very good coach. Riley Minks, very good player. Jonathan Lathan, very good player. Morehead State's actually one of the better mid-majors. Like they did Illinois no favors for winning the Big Ten, having to face Morehead. I thought that was a pretty fucked up move. I actually have Morehead winning this game. This is my first upset, 14-3 upset. I got Morehead State moving on against Illinois. Terrence Shannon, one of the best players in the country, had a phenomenal Big Ten run. I talked about this earlier in our chat. I said this Illinois team reminds me so much of Iowa 2 years ago, where Keegan Murray just lit up the Big Ten tournament. Iowa looked like they were just going to fucking stroll to the national championship, and they fucking lost in the first round. I kind of feel the same thing. And Brad Underwood, notorious for not showing up in big games. So I like Morehead State with the upset here. 14-3 upset.
I have no problem with your reasoning. Hopefully it doesn't happen for Eli and Michael Gibson's sake. Shout out my Chicago brethren. But this game, I think it's gonna be a shootout, honestly.
Probably. I mean, Illinois is trash defensively.
Yeah, because Illinois don't play great defense, and Morehead State shoots like damn near 40% as a team from 3-point land. So this is definitely has the disaster written all over it for Illinois if things don't go their way. Shannon, if he has to go Superman like he did in the Big Ten championship, then he could wear himself down. But Illinois should win.
I mean, they should win. They're 3
It's always upsets. And it's guaranteed there's going to be a couple upsets in the first round, especially after the way those conference tournaments went. So this can definitely be one of them, just like the next game we're going to talk about.
I'll be 100% transparent. I've made one wager so far in the NCAA tournament, and it was Morehead State plus 13. It's already down to 11.5.
Damn.
I still like it. Like I said,
points. So
what's that?
13's a lot of points.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think they can win the game outright. I really do.
You should put it on money line then.
I mean, I probably will somehow, some way, shape, or form. I'll be on it. I just haven't bet it yet. Money line. All right, next game we have Wazoo versus Iowa State. Washington State's a 7 seed. Drake is
Drake. Sorry.
Drake's a 10 seed. This is a very trendy dog pick here. Drake is actually now the favorite. They open as a 1.5 point dog. They're now 1.5 point favorites. I think Washington State takes care of this one here. This reminds me of last year when everybody was on Drake in the first round against Miami, and Miami fucking scraped them. Like, I mean, Tucker DeVries is nice, but I mean, dude, let's be real, bro. Like, Washington State is a Power 5 team. Like, they're a very good team. They have Isaac Jones is unlike anything in the fucking Missouri Valley Conference. Like, this is just the talent level between Missouri Valley and Pac-12 is a lot different. And you're telling me you're going to give me a Washington State is a fucking dog? No, I'm sorry, bro. Give me Wazoo.
Yeah, live dog. But I've watched Washington State, and every time I thought about betting against them, I'm glad I didn't. So that taught me all I needed to know. I think they win this game.
Yep. I just don't understand all the Drake love, bro.
Because he's the only good. This is the only good Drake. That's why I'm.
Bro, I think Tucker DeVries is a great player, dude. I really do. I think he's a very fine player. I think his dad, Darren DeVries, is a good coach. But, like, the talent level, it's just
different.
Washington State got 4 players that would start on Drake's team. Drake has 1 that would start on Washington State's team. That's it. And he's probably not even the best player in this game. Isaac Jones is the best player in this fucking game. I watched Isaac Jones beat the fucking shit out of Omar Bello. I watched Isaac Jones beat the shit out of Joshua Morgan and Vincent Iwuchukwu. Like, this Washington State team is a fucking good team. And they should have won. They should have won that game against Colorado, bro. Like, they melted down at the end. And Colorado's a great team, too.
Yeah, but Washington State choked like no other in that damn game.
They choked that game away. And Kyle Smith is a better coach, in my opinion, than Darren DeVries. So, I like Washington State here.
Still going with the good Drake.
All right. Next game, we have Iowa State versus South Dakota State. Iowa State, the 2 seed, South Dakota State, champions of the Summit League as the 15 seed. And you know what? First, let me start by saying fuck South Dakota State. Blew a fucking 20-point lead with under 7 minutes. Couldn't even cover in their championship game, even though they won. However, they do have this kid, Zeke Mayo. Phenomenal fucking player. Iowa State, too fucking good. They're going to take care of San Diego State here pretty easily.
Yep.
All right, let's move over to the West. We have 1 seed North Carolina against Howard or Wagner. I like North Carolina against either of them. Even though I don't think North Carolina is as good as they shouldn't be a 1 seed. Iowa State should be a 1 seed. Next game, Mississippi State versus Michigan State, 8-9. Interesting matchup.
Mississippi State.
I like Michigan State. Michigan State shouldn't be here, so they're playing with fucking house money.
True.
And Tom Izzo doesn't lose in the first round.
Damn. Yeah, that's true.
So I like Michigan State here. I'm telling you, bro, that this... I wouldn't even be shocked if Michigan State beats Mississippi State and then beats North Carolina. Like, it would not shock me at all. It would be so fucking Michigan State. Like, they shouldn't even be in the tournament, dude.
And they gonna make a Final Four run?
Nah. They won't make a Final Four run. But
I'm just fucking.
They'll make a run. So I like Michigan State. Irv, you like Michigan State or Mississippi State?
I'm gonna go with the low key. No, I wouldn't be an upset because they're a higher seed, but I don't know, man. Mississippi State is Jekyll and Hyde, but every time I watch them play, they always play up to their competition. So except for that Auburn game, they got their asses waxed. But like you said, now I think about it, Tom Izzo don't lose in the first round, so.
I don't think he's ever lost in the first round.
Yeah, he's never lost in the first round, so I can't pick against him to lose in the first round. Now that I think about it.
And this is
probably got to go back.
This is 24 straight years they've been in the NCAA tournament, dude.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't pick against that. Now they're playing somebody else, maybe, but not Mississippi State. Yeah, I think Michigan State will win it.
Ben?
Can't go against Tom Izzo.
There we go. All right, St. Mary's, Grand Canyon. This is another trendy dog pick with Grand Canyon. Everyone keeps saying, oh, Grand Canyon is such a bad matchup for St. Mary's. And I'm like, how? St. Mary's dominates the glass. Grand Canyon's biggest weakness is rebounding the basketball. They're small. They are athletic, but St. Mary's defends, and they are very good against dribble drive penetration. I like St. Mary's here. I think St. Mary's is they're just a better team.
We lost all respect for Grand Canyon in that finals game.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Yeah, pack their ass up. Hopefully they get blown out by 40.
I like where your head's at, Irv. Alabama versus Charleston. Now this is a very, very interesting matchup here. Charleston, 13 seed. Alabama, 4 seed. Both these teams like to get up and down. They play very fucking fast. Like this is going to be a high scoring game. This is actually the highest total.
What's the over under for this one?
Like 171.
Bet the house on it. Both of these teams probably score 100 points this game. Easily.
I don't disagree, but I was looking at this game earlier, Irv. Because I'm actually really starting to like Charleston, and not only to cover, but to win this game, because Charleston, they don't shoot a lot of threes, really. I mean, they do shoot a lot of threes, but they really get a lot of their points on easy buckets inside the paint. And they're one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the country. And Alabama is not a good rebounding basketball. They don't rebound well. If you watch the Alabama game versus Tennessee and Florida in the last couple of weeks, they lost those games because they got out hustled. They got killed on the glass. I think Charleston.
Both of those, and that's definitely the reason why they lost. So if Charleston could do that.
Yeah, I like Charleston in the upset here.
That definitely gives them a shot. But Alabama, man, they could just score, come at you on waves. So
yeah, but they rely so heavily on the three ball, and if they're not knocking it down, dude, it's
I know they're kind of like Kentucky in that sense too, but
it's tough sledding.
I could see them losing. I just don't see them losing in the first round, though. I just think it's going to be a real high-scoring game. Whoever got the ball last, that's who might win, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a very close game. I like Charleston for the upset.
I gotta say, time out here. Irv, are you taking just one thing out of the trail mix and just eating those?
It's a black thing, Ben. That's all I'm going to say.
Bro, you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
What are you taking out of there?
That's not cool. Then everybody else is fucked when they don't get any M&Ms in there.
What are you taking out of there?
It's either the cashews. Yeah, it's the cashews.
My favorite.
This fucking guy, bro.
I get that bag too from Costco. I know what that is.
I hate those fucking macadamia nuts. Why the fuck was those ever made?
Oh my god. All right, so who do you guys have? Charleston or Alabama?
I like what you said about Charleston, but I gotta go Alabama.
All right.
I don't think I'm gonna bet this game. I'm gonna bet the over. Probably be about it.
But, yeah, this is two very fast-paced teams, two of the fastest-paced teams in the country.
But then you said Charleston is very good at rebounding, and Alabama's not. So that means Charleston have a lot of second chance opportunities.
A lot. Yep.
Damn, Alabama. I don't want y'all to get packed up so early, but it could happen.
Yeah, this is I mean, it just reminds me of the teams that beat Alabama. Like, they just dominate the fucking glass, dude. And I just think it's going to be trouble for Alabama. Like, if Alabama's not knocking down threes at 40-50%, this could be tough sledding, bro. Like, it really could be a fucking dogfight for them.
I'm going to go Alabama. I think they're number 4 for a reason. Yeah, Charleston is 13, even though they have the better record. They're playing worse teams.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're mid-major.
Exactly. So.
All right. Clemson, New Mexico. I like New Mexico in this game.
Yeah, I like New Mexico too.
NMU?
I think New Mexico is playing very well. Patino's got this team rebounding well, which was like their struggle when they were kind of going through that tough patch, and they've kind of fixed it up a little bit. Guard play just way too good, way too athletic for Clemson, dude. Like, Clemson's got Joe Girard out there that he's white. All right, he ain't guarding Jalen House or Donovan Dent, bro. I'm telling you that right now. And Clemson's biggest strength, PJ Hall on the inside. I just think Nelly Jr. Joseph and JT Toppin can match up very well with him, and I think New Mexico's a better team, dude. I the fact that Clemson is a higher seed is
crazy.
Doesn't make any sense. So I got New Mexico winning this one.
And New Mexico could have easily won the Mountain West.
They did win the Mountain West.
They won the tournament, or they won the regular season?
They won the tourney.
Okay.
But they're a better team, dude. They shouldn't be a fucking 11 seed over.
No, yeah, not at all. I don't see how Clemson's a 6 seed. ACC was garbage this year.
And I wouldn't even call this an upset either, even though New Mexico's an 11 seed. New Mexico's actually the favorite in this game.
It should be.
Does that just show you how bad the bracket makers are? If there's ranked dogs that are favorites,
They're biased towards
bigger conferences.
Certain divisions, yeah.
They bias towards ACC and the Big 12 for sure.
Well, I will say too, like if we're keeping it a buck, Clemson had a really good non-conference. I mean, they beat UAB, who's in the tournament. They beat Boise State, who's in the tournament. They beat Alabama on the road, who's in the tournament. They beat South Carolina, who's in the tournament, and they beat TCU, who's in the tournament. So I mean, they have 5 wins against tournament teams in non-con. So they had a very strong non-conference, but they also lost to Memphis, who at the time it was like, okay, that's not a bad loss. But as the season progressed, Memphis fucking sucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They lost to Virginia Tech. They lost to Miami, which is a bad loss, dude. Miami is fucking trash.
Nowhere near what they was last year.
They lost at home to Georgia Tech. Bad team. They lost at home. They lost at home to NC State. They lost to Notre Dame. And they lost to Boston College. Like, they have bad losses.
Yeah.
But they have such a good non-conference that, like, you can't take that away from them. You know what I mean? Like, they deserve to be in the tournament. They just shouldn't be. Like, New Mexico should be the fucking 6th seed, and Clemson should be the 11th seed. In my humble opinion. But I don't get paid to fucking do this, so I should. Because I do a lot better job.
Clearly.
There's that dog shit button.
Dog shit.
All right, next game we got Baylor versus Colgate. Colgate won the Patriot League. Baylor is Baylor. I like Baylor in this one. I think Baylor's one of the best teams in the country. I think they're a top 10 team. I think they're way too athletic for Colgate. Colgate got way too many white guys.
Yeah. Colgate's good at rowing, not basketball.
Basically. What do you think,
And
Irv?
lacrosse.
What do you think?
Yeah, give me Baylor. I watched them play. Like you said, they're one of the best teams in the country. I wouldn't say they live and die by the 3, but when they're shooting it well from 3, they're pretty tough to beat, especially going along with their inside game, their dribble drive. Yeah, they're one of more complete teams. So, yeah, Colgate, you had a good season, but it's not lasting too much longer.
Agreed. All right, next game we got Dayton versus Nevada. Dayton won the regular season. Actually, they didn't even win the regular season in A10. They were definitely like the better team in A10 though most of the year. And Nevada, one of the best teams in the Mountain West. They're a 10 seed. I like Nevada to win this game over Dayton. I think Nevada's way too talented, and Dayton shoots like 40% from 3. Nevada's really good at defending the 3. And Nevada's really long and athletic. You know, their point guard, Blackshear, Keenan
Is he
Blackshear.
healthy?
Yeah, he's healthy now. He's 6'6". Like there's
this game might get ugly then.
Yeah, and you know, in the A10, you know, Deron Holmes, there's not a lot of bigs that can handle him, but Nevada has 3 of them. You know, KG Himes, Fisher, like they can just throw multiple bodies at him. They can throw multiple coverages at him, and Dayton's not going to be able to just sit back there and launch fucking, you know, 50% from 3, dude. Like Nevada's too good at defending the 3 ball. So I like Nevada here to win this one.
And we've been back in Nevada all year.
Yep.
So got to keep it going.
Yep. And then we have
Arizona.
Arizona.
Watch them play in person.
Yeah, and they smoked my Spartans. That was fun. That was embarrassing. And then we got Arizona versus Long Beach. Man, I want to pick Long Beach so bad, bro, but I just think this is a tough matchup because they both play the same style, but Arizona's much better at that style, and I don't think Long Beach has the size to keep up with Arizona. I think Bello and size is just gonna overwhelm Long Beach State here. I wish they would win, but I don't see it, dude.
Agreed.
What do you think, Irv?
Arizona has better unis, so
It could be a close game, but like you said, Long Beach has the talent to do it, but are they going to put it all together and beat them? Maybe not. I think they keep it close for sure.
Oh, they're going to keep it within 20 and a half. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think Arizona. This is another one where I would look to play the over because both these teams play up and down, and and the teams that beat Arizona are the teams that take them out of their funk, dude. So they slow it down and they take them out of their comfort zone, and Long Beach is gonna play right into their comfort zone, and that's what scares me the most about Long Beach being able to upset them. You know what I mean? They're gonna play right into fucking Arizona's hand, exactly what they want to do, and that doesn't bode well. Because remember last year when Princeton beat Arizona, was really grind them, slow them down game, a lot of half court offense. That's not what Long Beach does at all. It's the complete opposite. You dig?
Yeah, I like it. 20 and a half is a lot. I think they could definitely cover that for sure. If they win, I won't be super duper shocked because we know this Arizona team could be Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. So they have been playing more consistently lately outside of that USC loss at the end of the season. But I do like Long Beach State to cover the 20 and a half.
Agreed. All right, let's move over to the Midwest. Purdue number 1 in this region, Tennessee number 2. Purdue is going to face the winner of Montana State and Grambling. Last year Purdue lost to Fairleigh Dickinson. I don't think we get a repeat this year. I do think that Montana State's an interesting team because they really played well down the stretch, and if they catch fire from 3, they shot 40% from 3 in conference play. If they catch fire from 3, things could get really fucking interesting. I just don't think that they can overcome the size of Edey, dude. I just think it's gonna completely take them out. And also, they had dudes dropping like flies in the Big Sky Championship game. So I don't know how healthy they're actually going to be for this game. They might not even beat Grambling, to be honest. And I just think Purdue's going to beat either one of them. Purdue moves on.
I don't feel you.
The 8-9 matchup, we got Utah State versus TCU. I want to take Utah State, bro. I love me some Danny Sprinkle, but man, TCU was good on the road this year. The Big 12 is just so battle tested, bro. I think TCU overcomes Utah State in this one.
Yeah, I like it. Utah State is up and down. They won a really great road team this year. Like you said, TCU was. And TCU held pretty tough and probably the best. I would say arguably the best conference in college basketball.
The best conference.
Yeah, so I would definitely lean TCU. I like the Horned Frogs right here in this spot.
I think it's gonna be a close game though.
Yeah, it's gonna be close for sure. Won't be a blowout.
Nah. The next game we have another trendy dog here in McNeese over Gonzaga. McNeese was 30-3. They had some nice wins against Power 5 teams, except one of their bigger wins against Michigan. Michigan was fucking trash. And Zaga played really well towards the end of the year. I think Zaga wins this game. Mark Few's another one of those guys that he just doesn't lose in the first round, dude.
Did you just jump to Midwest, or did you go through the South already?
Yeah, we haven't gone through the South. We're in the Midwest.
Oh damn! I already put mine in for the South. Okay.
We're in Zaga and McNeese right now. Irv and I both have Purdue and TCU moving on in those.
Oh, I've got Utah State.
Very nice.
We're going with the Utes.
Those aren't
Utonians.
That's the Aggies, man. Utah State
Who are the
Aggies.
Utes?
That's a University of Utah.
Regular Utah.
Oh,
They're running Utes.
we still like Utah State.
But Zaga and McNeese is a very popular pick to upset Zaga. Mark Few don't lose in the first round, bro. So taking Zaga here. I think they're too good.
Yeah, give me Zaga handily.
Benjamin.
Zaga.
Nice. All right, we got 13-4 matchup, Samford and Kansas. It's an interesting matchup, especially because Kansas is really banged up. We don't know if McCullough is going to play. We don't know the status of Hunter Dickinson. Both missed the Big 12 tournament. Saying they probably should be ready, but I'm going to take Samford in a 13-4 upset.
Yeah.
They just a good team, man. They press all the time. They got good offense. I do think that the one thing that could kill them against Kansas is rebounding the ball. They're not a very good rebounding team, and Kansas can kill them with their size. But depending on Kansas's health, I could see this being an upset, man. Samford could pull away with this one. Buckyball.
Take your word on it, because I initially had Kansas just because I don't think Samford is in a big division, but
I mean, they're not. They don't really have that great of non-con. Their two biggest teams they played was Purdue and VCU, and they got absolutely fucking blown out by Purdue, and they lost by 10 to VCU, but that was also the first two games of the season, you know what I mean? So, and to be honest, they play in the Southern Conference, which isn't a bad conference at all. You know, Furman was in that conference last year. Furman upset Virginia. UNC Greensboro is very good. Wofford's good. Chattanooga, Tennessee's good. Western Carolina is also in that tournament. They're a pretty good team. And Samford, they handled all those teams all year, dude. They just fucking dominated that conference, bro. So I think we get an upset here, man. I'm gonna take Samford over KU. Irv.
My bad, I'm fucked up looking at my bracket. We're talking about Creighton versus Akron, right?
No, we're talking about Samford versus Kansas.
Like you said, if Kansas is still banged up, then Samford definitely has a shot as a live dog. Kansas ain't been playing good basketball the last month and a half, honestly. So, coming into the tournament, usually if you're not playing well, that doesn't end well for you. So, and plus Samford is one of the better Power 5 schools for sure. So, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas loses this game, honestly. Because they're not healthy and they haven't been playing good basketball, and they haven't been scoring the ball at a good rate either.
Facts.
So I think Samford can definitely cover, if not win outright. So I like Samford with the points.
Nice. Ben?
you're saying there's a possibility of this Kansas guy coming back?
I mean, there's two of them. We don't know the status of them or how healthy or not healthy they are. McCullough and Hunter Dickinson.
Two of their best players.
They missed the Big 12 tournament, and they got smoked by Cincy.
Yeah. Bad.
Still going Kansas.
All right.
They'll be back.
Next game we have South Carolina as a 6 seed against Oregon, who's the 11 seed, who won the Pac-12 tournament. I like Oregon in this game. I think Dana Altman is one of the best coaches in all of basketball. I think Oregon's starting to get healthy at the right time. I don't know if South Carolina really has a depth to handle in Folly Dante. Jermaine Couisnard is a big question mark. He was a little banged up in the Pac-12 championship game, so I kind of want to see his status. But man, I really like this kid Jackson Shelstead, the freshman point guard for Oregon. I like Brendan Rigsby. Dana Altman's one of my favorite coaches in basketball, and pains me to fucking cheer for the Oregon Ducks, but I do think Oregon moves on here. And honestly, Dana Altman does his best work when he has like zero expectations in the tournament. This is one of those ones.
We've been back in South Carolina all year, though.
Yeah, South Carolina's a good team, but so is Oregon.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you like, Irv?
Yeah, give me Oregon. They're playing great basketball. Just won the Pac-12. Well, yeah, they won the Pac-12 tournament, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Like you said, they're getting healthy. They got a great coach, good talent. Yeah.
Yep.
In South Carolina, I know they play great defense, but they're like the Virginia, the SEC. They cannot score.
Yeah, they definitely go through scoring droughts for sure.
Yeah. So, and that doesn't bode well against Oregon.
Yep. All right, next game we have Creighton and Akron. Man, this is another one of those games where like I really want to back Akron, but dude, Akron, they really struggled down the stretch. They did win their tournament, but I mean, right before the tournament, they lost to Eastern and Western Michigan, which is like two of the worst teams in the fucking country. Like two very bad teams. And a big problem that Akron has is Enrique Freeman's their best player. He's only 6'9" or 6'7". He's like their center basically. And he just gets in foul trouble too easily, like way too often. And now he's got to go against Kalkbrenner. I just think it's going to be very tough sledding for Akron, dude. I think Creighton just smacks the shit out of him, to be honest. I think Creighton's just too good.
I'm with you on that.
Irv?
Yeah, give me Creighton. Akron just doesn't have what it takes to win this game. It might be competitive for the first half of the first half. After that, it might get pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Because Akron, they were a good team in the MAC, but they wasn't one of the better teams. So, yeah, I don't think they hang with Creighton at all. I think this is going to get ugly.
Yep. Agreed. All right, next game we got Texas versus the winner of Virginia, Colorado State. I actually think whoever wins Virginia, Colorado State beats Texas.
It's going to beat Texas, yeah, because Texas is too inconsistent. Too many turnovers.
Yep.
They stay in foul trouble. They try to live and die by the three, and they're not a great 3-point shooting team. So, yeah, this type of team is a recipe for disaster, honestly.
Yeah.
In the tournament. Either going to be all good or all bad.
Yep.
Who wins Virginia, Colorado State?
I like Colorado State.
I'm leaning Colorado State, but they've been letting me down this last month.
Yeah, they have been. They have been very inconsistent the last month.
Yeah. So, but the only thing with Colorado State is we know how good they could be, and Virginia shouldn't be a NC tournament team. They should be an NIT.
Yep. Basically, yeah.
Okay.
But just like I was talking about with who was it? Michigan State, right? Virginia's kind of in that same boat where like they shouldn't be in the tournament, and they're kind of playing with house money, which can get a little dangerous. And they usually
don't lose in the first round unless they're a 2 seed.
They lost last year in the first round to Furman.
Wait, that's when they was a 2 seed?
No, that was when they lost as they were the very first 1 seed in the history of the NCAA tournament.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
But they also lost in the first round last year too to Furman.
Yeah, so it can definitely happen again.
Yep. All right. Next game
I just don't think Texas is the team to do it. They're just not consistent like they was the first 2.5, 3 months of the season.
Yeah, I don't like them at all. Tennessee versus St. Peter's. We got Tennessee. I got Tennessee winning this one pretty easily.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
I just think they're one of the better teams in the country. All right, let's move to our final region, South. Houston versus Longwood. I'm pretty sure we all got Houston there.
Blowout.
Yep.
Nebraska A&M. I think this is a very interesting game. I personally don't think Nebraska is as good as their record. They're very good at home. They only played 1 true road game in non-conference, which they actually won. But they also they're not a good road team outside of that 1 win, and they beat Michigan on the road. Like they just don't have a ton of good road wins. So but the thing with A&M, dude, is like they really are dependent on whether Wade Taylor knocks down threes or not. When he does, they're a very difficult team to beat. I just think Texas A&M very good defensively. I think Texas A&M pulls this game out.
Yeah. I lean A&M, but if it gets into a shootout, I think Nebraska could outlast them. Texas A&M is the type of team that does go through scoring droughts, but they can be good on defense. And Nebraska you got to stop. If one player gets going for them, that pretty much picks the rest of the team up. And what's the Asian guy's name? I cannot pronounce his name.
Kosei Tominaga.
Yeah, Tominaga. So if they can stifle him, keep him bottled up, they got a good chance at winning. But if that guy goes off, I think Nebraska could win this game.
Yeah. All right, next game we have Wisconsin James Madison. This is an interesting game. James Madison won the Sun Belt. Wisconsin started the year great. They really struggled down the stretch, but they did make the Big Ten championship. So they got it together at the right time. James Madison's probably going to be a very trendy pick here. I did pick James Madison, but I don't love it, and I think either one of these teams loses in the next round. So
yeah, I like the under in this game, but if it stays close, I think when Nebraska holds their opponent under 70 points, they're undefeated.
Wisconsin.
So that's a key thing to watch in this game too. So
I'm talking Wisconsin, bro.
I know Wisconsin and James Madison.
Yeah, you said Nebraska.
No, I said Wisconsin.
Nah, you said Nebraska.
I could have swore I said Wisconsin, but anyway, you East Coast, I follow East Coast. Give me I'm from Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin in a close game. I really love the under though, but I think Wisconsin toughs this one out and then they lose the next round.
Yeah. I think whoever wins this one loses. So I picked James Madison, but honestly, I'm like starting to regret that pick, but it doesn't even matter because I think either team loses to fucking Duke the next round.
Duke. The Dukies, the Blue Devils.
And I don't even think Duke's that good. I just think they're going to win that. I think they're going to beat Vermont, and then they're going to beat the winner of JMU and Wisconsin. All right, let's move over to the 6-11. We have Texas Tech versus NC State, the ACC winner, NC State. I like Texas Tech in this one. I think NC State kind of caught fire in the ACC championship. I think they're going to kind of come down to earth here. And Texas Tech, talk about a team that's really relying on threes. It's definitely them, but they do have a lot of talent, dude, and you can't really deny that. So I think they really get it done, and I really like Grant McCaslin as a coach, dude. He was North Texas coach last year. I think that dude's good. I think Pop Isaacs is a great guard. I just think this Texas Tech team, dude, I just think they're so much better, bro. And I think that their guard play and defensively, they're gonna shut down. DJ Horn. I like Texas Tech here.
Yeah, I like Texas Tech too.
Benjamin.
I had NC State.
Yeah, we know.
Don't tell me why. I just remember watching them.
Yeah, I mean they dominated that ACC championship, bro. Can't take that away from them. All right, let's move over to Kentucky and Oakland. Kentucky is like the most popular play of the tournament to win the tournament this year. They're not going to win the tournament. So if you're betting them to win the tournament, delete your sports app, pack it up. They're not winning. I'm sorry. They got way too many young guys. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong. But they're not winning this tournament. I do think they beat Oakland, though.
I've been winning with Oakland all year, so I got to keep going with that trend.
Come on, man.
It made me a lot of money.
Oakland, I beat Kentucky. Now Kentucky plays 0 to no defense, but with them is you got to be able to score 100 points to beat them. I don't think Oakland is going to score that many points to beat Kentucky.
Bro, you know how much fucking college basketball I know.
I know, but you can't do that one, man. That's like a big. That's like
just watch me. Just watch this Hail Mary work.
My thing with Oakland is I remember playing them plus 16.5 points against Michigan State, and they got fucking blown the fuck out, dude.
Well, good luck with that pick, Ben.
Yeah, no.
Sprinkle a little bit on that money line. I know that money line is like plus 800. Huh?
There we go.
No, I think it's like plus 450, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
See, they're not as bad as you think, Irv.
Kentucky's gonna dog walk them, bro. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got Florida versus the winner of Boise State, Colorado. I can't believe Boise State is a first 4 team in. That is crazy to me. But I like Florida to be either Boise State or Colorado, to be honest.
Florida.
Yeah, give me Florida.
All right, and then we got Marquette versus Wisconsin. I like Marquette.
Western Kentucky.
Versus Western Kentucky. I like Marquette. Tyler Kolek's supposed to be back. Shaka Smart said he's going to play, so I think when Tyler Kolek plays, Marquette's one of the better teams in the country, so give me Marquette over the Hilltoppers, WKU.
Yeah, not much to say here. Give me Marquette.
All right. Have you guys filled out to your Elite Eight yet?
No, I haven't.
I've been
I just did the first round.
So you guys don't have it. Well, I'll give you my Elite Eight that I have filled out so far. So I have Auburn, Iowa State, St. Mary's, Baylor, Oregon, Purdue, Marquette, and Houston in my Elite Eight. I got Oregon beating Creighton and Tennessee.
Damn.
I just know Tennessee's going to choke, dude. They always do. Rick Barnes never holds it down. And then my national championship, I have Auburn versus Purdue, with Purdue winning.
You got Purdue winning and cutting down the nets?
I do. I don't know. This just feels like the year that like Purdue does it.
And then
last
they just
year
go to the shitter after.
Yeah, like last year they lost to the Fairleigh Dickinson, and then this year like no one's really expecting them to win. Like I know they're a 1 seed, but everyone's kind of like counting them out already.
Because of what happened last year.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude. I think honestly, I think they have the easiest path, dude.
Yeah, that bracket isn't that tough.
Yeah, they got the easiest path. Like, even if I'm wrong about all the other shit, like, even if they do face Tennessee in the Elite Eight or Zaga, and they've already beaten Gonzaga this year. I mean, they beat the shit out of them. So, I don't know, dude. Like, I just don't see any of these teams in this conference beating them, bro.
I feel you.
Or in their region. Now, what could get interesting is when they play Houston. Houston isn't that big, but Houston's very good defensively. Houston got dogs. And I really like Auburn, man.
You have Auburn beating UConn, huh?
I do. I really do. I like that team a lot, bro. That team a lot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're gonna be back tomorrow night. We're gonna be talking our NL AL West preview show, so you don't want to miss that. Gonna have some future bets on that show as well. We'll probably also touch on some March Madness as well before we kick into the show. So Come hang out with us. We'll be back 9:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow talking NLAL West baseball. Make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at @taproom_sports. Follow Irvin at SwervinIrvinTSP. Follow myself at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow the podcast on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. 9:15 tomorrow night, NLAL West preview. Don't miss it. Come hang out with us. Twitch.tv/Taproom Sports. If you missed any of this show, you can download it, listen to it on podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. We love y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday. We out.